I hope everyone got to enjoy their Easter. It's been raining here. Well, when you guys see this, it'll probably be a few days later, but it's actually April Fool's and the first day of retrograde. Yay! Since it's been raining here, I wanted to get all cozy in my PJs and do like a fun, silly video. I wanted to poke a little fun in like this modern world where like all our communication is done at our fingertips with a phone. And sometimes tones can be misconstrued. Sometimes perhaps it's hard to pick up tone in like a text message or a DM, especially if you were brought up in this world of technology. If you've always been brought up with some kind of cellular phone in your hand. I sound so old. You know what I mean. People take things literally now when they read things online instead of like reading sarcasm or, satire. Media loves this new phenomenon because they could just keep pushing out headlines and partial clips and everyone will take everything literally and believe them. So one of my biggest pet peeves is when people take jokes or like memes seriously.
Sometimes comedy is used for like a relatable, everyday situation type of way. And sometimes comedy is used to poke fun at yourself and make fun of yourself, like very self-deprecating jokes. Sometimes jokes are used to poke fun at someone else.
Sometimes jokes are dark, sometimes they're tasteless. The point of them sometimes are to be tasteless. Like it's a tacky joke and like when they say it, you're like, oh, and you have that like cringe laugh where you don't know if you should laugh, but you laugh anyway because you know it's a cheap, tacky, tasteless joke. I mean, in my opinion, just as long as the joke is nothing like disgusting or inappropriate with children, like comedy really has no bounds. It's just who's too sensitive to listen to a joke? Who's always putting themselves in like a victim mentality? Like jokes are just a ha-ha. Okay, so this epidemic has been really spiking up in the last 5 years, probably the last 10 years with everyone taking everything literally and stuff. But I want to know, like, is it because everyone is just used to being angry online? Is it just a bunch of rage baiting? But I want to go through a bunch of examples today to go through some comments under some memes. And I don't have Twitter or Facebook because I can't stand people taking things literally. So I only have an Instagram. I haven't picked any, so I don't have any lined up. I found my first one. Okay, so you guys all remember like the Chick-fil-A girl. I think it's Chick-fil-A. Yeah, the Chick-fil-A girl that goes. Okay, so I'll put up the meme here and it says, the cashier when I pressed no tip after all she did was spin around an iPad. I totally butchered that. And the first comment under this says,
don't want a tip? Stay home. Easy peasy.
Dumb.
First of all, it's a joke. Another thing is I've done service work before. I used to be a bartender where I relied on tip. I used to be a bud tender at a dispensary where I would rely on my tips. My first job in high school was at Sonic and I was a car hop and I would bring everyone's food to their car and I would get tips. But normally when you go to Taco Bell, McDonald's, if someone's taking your order, you don't tip them. If you go to CVS, you're not going to tip someone at the register. That's their job. They don't get tips. I don't know. And people destroyed this guy in the comments. Like, you're not sitting down. You're not being served. There's no service being done. You're turning around a computer because you took an order. Like that, there's not a tip for that. The next one is a good one with Joan Rivers. It's called a joke. We used to tell them before people became offended by everything. And the first commenter says,
not funny at all. Being mean-spirited and cruel is not humorous.
Stupid.
I use one of Joan Rivers' famous quotes. It's something like, if you can't laugh at life tragedies, then life is just sad. Like if you're always a victim, you're always going to be miserable and your insides are going to be miserable and you're always going to play victim. And there's never going to be any joy or fun parts. This one has that actress Sydney and then Billie Eilish. And the first comment says,
I don't know you, but I hope you win battles you don't talk about.
Some of my favorite memes are the Taylor Swift plane, the plane memes. Taylor Swift going from one side of the plane to the other side of the plane. And there's a comment in here that reads,
Why does no one call out Drake? His private plane is a Boeing 767 and it's over 5,000 square feet inside. And it's made to sit 250 plus people.
We're calling out all of them. It's a joke. Someone sounds like a Swiftie. Taylor Swift makes her way down from the VIP box to the field.
She's not even in the top 30 of celebrities who took the most private flights last year. It's ridiculous how she's being made to be a poster child of this.
Taylor Swift taking her dog for a walk.
Suddenly, you guys care about carbon emissions.
What? Here's a joke for all the shorties. I'm a shorty. I'm under 5 foot. But it's just a friendly reminder that Fiona chooses a literal ogre over a short guy. And the comments say...
Actually, Fiona not choosing the short guy because he was arrogant, self-centered, cruel, selfish, had anger issues, etc. Even though he was rich, she chose to live in the swamp over the kingdom. Point is, some of you short men are so insecure, you're acting like Lord Farquaad, then you use being short as a cop-out of why women don't want you.
Crazy.
This one triggered a lot of people. Another one said,
Somebody missed the point of the movie. Had nothing to do with him being short.
she chooses Shrek because he actually cares about her. Meanwhile, Lord Farquaad just wanted to use her to become king.
Dangerous.
It's just a joke, guys. But if you had fun with me in this one, I'll keep my eye out and I'll save a bunch where I see these types of comments. I also would like to do like just different stuff on the news that like they only put out one clip or one phrase that people took literally, because I think that would be fun too. But if you like this one, let me know by giving it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next one. Boy, 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 boy.